The Scottish government has introduced legislation into its parliament to make lockdowns permanent at the instigation of the executive. And in doing so, the minister stood up and said, the people of Scotland have done so well by this. We should keep it permanently, something that a lot of Canadians were afraid of. Brian Lilley is a commentator with the Toronto Sun, and he writes about freedoms as you have. So let's not talk about lockdown. Let's just talk about whether, in fact, bureaucracies and governments, like they want to do in Scotland, want to keep all these powers to keep guys like you under their thumb.
Scots were hay with Wallace bled. That's all I have to say. Like, look.
Translation.
My parents came out of Glasgow. Now, we're Irish Catholics out of the ghettos of Glasgow slums. But this is the place that gave you William Wallace. This is the place that gave you Robert the Bruce, Adam Smith. That, more than a third of the signers of the Declaration of Independence in the United States were Scots. An overwhelming proportion of the people that brought Canada its own independence were Scots.
They're talking too much.
And now,
keep them down.
Well, yeah, now they're saying we don't need a parliament. Just the executive can do it. This is the antithesis of everything that Scots have fought for hundreds of years. It is repugnant. And the idea that an executive can raise taxes, can lock people down, can change laws without going to the people's house, to the parliament, is revolting and should be rejected. Nicola Sturgeon should be run out of the country on a rail and should go back to England where she belongs.
So what about Ontario? John Tory, an honorable man, told me at the start of this, when I said, you're getting a lot more powers, he said, at the end of all this, the governments will be giving those powers back. Do you think in Ontario and Canada, we are going to get those liberties back, or are Canadians going to have to fight for them?
Well, I think some people want to give them up right away. And I hear from those doctors all the time. I hear from those people all the time. I was speaking with Dr. Moore, as part of a news conference just recently, where he was sounding like he wants to give up all of these measures as quickly as he can. And that gave me hope, because here's a bureaucrat that doesn't want these powers. That gives me hope, because when the bureaucrats want the powers, politicians are often too willing to give it to them. Nicola Sturgeon wants to give it to the bureaucrats. She wants to give it to the executive, not the elected representatives, the people that don't have to answer for anything. That's what she wants. In Ontario, at least the bureaucrat, who's the lead of this, is like, let's give it up. Let's get back to normal. That's what we should all want to do.
I just think you're so optimistic on that, but we'll have that discussion another day. 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for watching and for engaging in the 3 minutes, which will carry you through most discussions for the day. 2022 is going to be a very, very tough year. Stay with us. Please tell your friends to subscribe and PayPal. Thanks.